All right, peace and black power, family. Want to welcome everybody to another NCRBG Productions. I want to thank everybody for taking out their time to come to the show and listen to what we wanted to talk about and discuss today. So, without further ado, we're gonna go right into it. The name of the show today is "Psychological Warfare Has Been Waged on Our People." Again, the name of the show is "Psychological Warfare Has Been Waged on Our People." And how I'm gonna do this today is I'm gonna do this a little bit different. I'm gonna start off the show, and today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce two books because as African Americans we need to read more. So we're gonna start introducing books every time we do a show, so people can see some books that we have. So today, one of the two books I have, I'm gonna put it up here. Hopefully y'all can see it. This one is The Origin of the Word Amen. Again, the name of this book is The Origin of the Word Amen. It's ancient knowledge the Bible has never told. Some of the authors of this book is Professor Jahi Issa. He's a author of this book, PhD, and Shalene Faraghi. They are both PhDs and they authors of this book. Again, name of this book is The Origins of the Word Amen. What I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna go into it too much, but I'm just gonna read a quick passage that I highlighted out the book. So I'm just read this right fast and we're gonna keep it moving. Again, the name of this book is The Origin of the Word Amen. So a lot of us, especially us here in America, when we hear the word amen, we don't understand that this is an African word and the origins of this word is in Africa. So I'm gonna just read a quick passage out of this book. We're gonna keep it moving because we need to read more. So, all right, I'm gonna start off right here. Simply stated, the word amen, although bequeathed to us through Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, actually originated in the heart of Sudanic Africa. It is an ancient universal divinity indigenous to the African continent. Anti-Sheikh Diop stated on more than one occasion in his work, The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality, that Amen is the God of all Black Africa, and that the ancient Egyptians and Nubians both greatly esteem Amen because of their common ancestry beginning in East Central Africa. That's all I'm gonna read about it. But when you go into this book, you can read a little bit more and you can see how Narmer or Menes or Menes, Narmer is the one who he unified Upper and Lower Egypt to make the first dynasty, and the Greek word for Narmer is means, but when you do the etymology of the word means, it just means amen. So I'm not gonna go into this, but this is a book, The Origins of the Word Amen. I think we all should get it and read it, even if you disagree with it. At least read it, check the sources, and get back with it. The Origin of the Word Amen, written by Professor Jahi Issa. All right, and another book that I'm gonna introduce is, and it's kind of pertinent to the topic of the psychological warfare that has been waged against us as African Americans or Blacks, is The Teachings of Ptah Hotep. The Teachings of Ptah Hotep. Now, if y'all don't know it, I deal with ancient Africa and I deal with Egypt a lot. That's what I deal with. Okay, but this is the oldest book in the world. The oldest book in the world. Now, I have a couple passages. I'm just going to read like one or two of these. I'm not going to read all of them, but these are just virtues, and we can apply these. You can read this stuff. Some of this stuff was written back in the 5th dynasty. 5th dynasty, you're talking about well over 4,000 years ago. And you can read some of these things, and it still applies to us today. So I had a couple of them highlighted, but I'm just going to start off with this one. Number 6, it says, do not scheme against people. God will punish accordingly. If a man says, I shall live by scheming, he will lack bread for his mouth, meaning he will not eat. If I will be rich, he will have to say, my cleverness has trapped me. If he says, I will trap for myself, be able to say, I trap for my profit. If a man says, I will rob someone, he will end by being given to a stranger. People's schemes do not prevail. God's command is what prevails. Therefore, live in the midst of peace. What God gives come by itself. Now, this is written 4,000 years ago, and you can read this, and this stuff holds true to this day. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna read one more. I ain't gonna read all. I'm gonna just read one more, and we're gonna keep it moving. Number 22, it say, help your friends with things that you have, for you have these things by the grace of God. If you fail to help your friends, one will say you have a selfish ka. One plans for tomorrow, but you do not know what tomorrow will bring. The right soul is the soul by which one is sustained. If you do praiseworthy deeds, your friends will say, welcome in your time of need. Do not repeat slander, nor should you even listen to it. It is the spotting of the hot belly. Just report a thing that has been observed, not something that has been heard secondhand. If it is something negligible, do not even say anything. He who is standing before you will recognize your worth. Slander is like a terrible dream against which one covers the face. Now, again, this is just a couple of passages I read from the teachings of Ptah Hotep. This is the oldest book in history, the oldest recorded book that ever been written, and it goes back to the 5th dynasty in Egypt. Now, with that being said, I just introduced 2 books. If you would like to get these books, it's up to you to get them and read them, and just read, man, because we gotta read. Now, with that being said, what I want to do, I want to open the floor to my esteemed panel. On the panel today, we're gonna dive right into this psychological warfare that has been waged. I'm gonna, introduce President NCRBG. You can go ahead.
Peace, everybody. I want to thank everybody for watching, tuning in. Everybody's getting knowledge and everything that was trying to overcome everybody. My name is Jason, aka they call me J Hood. I'm the vice president of NCRBGs.
All right, that's what's up. Next we have
Julie. I'm supporting from the UK. I love what you all are doing. Yeah.
All right, we thank you, Julie. We thank you. You always, be on the show with us. All right, so we're gonna jump right into this thing. Now, what led to this topic actually was the whole Steve Stevens situation, or what some people may call the Facebook killer. So that whole situation a couple of days ago, if we on social media, we all witnessed it, and it kind of led me to think of this situation, that the psychological warfare, that has been waged on the Black people in the diaspora, not only in America, all over. So first off, I want to say, the minds and behaviors of people are easily controlled by the information they routinely receive about themselves. Again, the minds and behaviors of people are easily controlled by the information they routinely receive about themselves. So basically what that's saying is, when you usually see things about yourself, i.e. the television or social media, and they keep playing itself out, it routinely, you know, you receive it in your mind, and it just keep replaying itself. So the minds and your behaviors of people is you're controlled by the information that you constantly see. And some information that we constantly see about when it comes to African American men and women, some of the information that we constantly see is bad things. You know, we see murder with Steve Stevens, you know, the Facebook killer. You know, they let this float around on social media of apparently, according to the video, a black man decided to kill an elderly man because he's mad at his girlfriend. Okay, that's what they say. You know, I have my doubts about the whole situation, but nonetheless, I'm gonna take it for what it's worth. But they allowed this video to be shared. Now, what is this? This is showing something. This is playing something in our mind that we constantly are seeing things like this happen. So they're controlling the image and the information that we are seeing about ourselves, right? So constant positive affirming info unifies and uplifts the people. So when you have people that are constantly giving you positive information, it kind of galvanizes you, right? When you see people doing good things, or you see people unifying, picking up trash and things, it kind of make you feel good about yourself. You will bring you together, right? But then constant negative info turns them self-hating, self-doubting, and divide. And when it comes to African Americans, all we usually see is negative images. Even on the news, when you turn on the news at 6 a.m., whatever time you check out your news, usually you're seeing nothing but death, mayhem, murder, you know, wicked things. That's all you ever seeing. You hardly ever, every once in a while, they may give you a positive story, but most of the time we're being bombarded with negative images of ourselves. So when you're constantly seeing negative images of yourselves or your people doing negative things, automatically you get a stigma and you place it on the group of people that you constantly are witnessing this thing. You know, I posed a question on Facebook where I asked, have anybody ever seen a video on Facebook person that killed another white person and it went viral? Not by a police officer. I'm excluding the police officer out of this situation. But have you ever seen a regular white civilian kill another white civilian on Facebook and it went viral? That's for anybody to show me or tell me that they have seen it. Because to my knowledge, I haven't seen one, but I don't know it all and I don't see everything. So if anybody has seen one, please let me know because I haven't seen it. All right. So with that being said, now with Facebook, no, I ain't gonna go there yet, right? I ain't gonna go there yet, right? But the truth of our conditions is that our enemies constantly impose false, negative narratives upon us to deliberately create Black self-hate, self-doubt, and division among us. Again, the truth of our condition is that our enemies constantly impose false negative narratives. I'm gonna stop right there. Now, when it comes to the TV, when it comes to social media, when it comes to most of the platforms that we engage and listen to, most of the times we don't have the control over them. Like, we don't control what is on TV. You have some Black controlled stations. TV One is one, but beyond TV One, majority of the news stations, you don't have no control. So basically, we're not controlling the information that's being shown to us on a daily basis. Now, on social media, you can say, okay, well, on social media, in a sense, we do control because we can watch what's on our timeline. But at the end of the day, you know, we not Mark Zuckerberg sitting there controlling and watching what they allow to go viral and what they don't allow to go viral, right? So again, the truth of our condition is that our enemies constantly impose false negative narratives upon us, create Black self-hate, self-doubt, and division among us. This protects them from black retribution and preserve their white dominance. Do you get it? It's psychological warfare. So basically, like, the media is a powerful tool. The media is like propaganda. When people talk about the Nazis and what they did to the Jews, well, what the Nazis or what a lot of these countries do is they have this music or this speaker that's constantly playing propaganda, and they're constantly talking, saying this, saying that the Jews are bad, or saying whatever they're saying, and they are feeding that and implanting that in the brain of the people. And that's exactly what has happened to us with the media and what we see today. Most of the media that we see today, you know, is controlled by other people, so therefore it gives false narratives of what we are actually out here doing. So, you know, with that, I'm gonna calm down, you know, and I'm gonna give somebody else a chance to say anything to elaborate on with this Steve Stevens situation. I'm gonna just jump on it for a second, and I'm gonna pass the mic. But like, for one, if your name is Steve Stevens, to me something is wrong. I don't know nobody who named their child Steve Stevens. Like, that just don't even sound right to me. Steve Stevens, it just don't sound right. It sounds like you just made that shit up at the spur of the moment. Oh, we need to name him. Steve Stevens just don't, who named their child Steve Stevens? Like, come on now, who really does that? Now, then also, let's look at this whole situation. Now, they said they found him in Pennsylvania, Erie, Pennsylvania. Now listen, me and Jason, we went to Cleveland. Now, from Cleveland to Pennsylvania, there are tolls. On these highways, they have tolls where you got to stop and pay this toll booth every time. You can't just drive from Cleveland, Ohio to Pennsylvania without stopping at a toll and paying some money. So you telling me that there's no cameras at these tolls? Now, they already got the car. They already done said what the car he was driving, the make and the model of the car, and somehow he went from Cleveland, Ohio to Erie, Pennsylvania without any tolls, paying no tolls, and nobody catching him. Okay, let's okay. That yeah, okay. Let's okay. If you want to believe it, you believe it. But I done traveled that road, and I know you have to stop and pay tolls. And stopping and paying them tolls, it's cameras there that's looking at them cars. Also, when you talk about your cell phones now, cell phones have GPSs on them, even if you turn it on or off. Like, they can track you if they want to. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. You know, I'm not gonna really, I don't want to deal with that. But to me, the whole Steve Stevens thing, something just ain't right about it to me. Now, I feel sorry for the elder, the old man that lost his life. I do. If he died, you know, I really do feel sorry for the elder, you know, because the manner at which it happened, if it happened that way, you know, I'm sorry for the elder because it was wrong. But this whole situation is just real fishy to me. And when you start, and I can really go into this if I want to, but I'm not trying to because that's not the subject of what we're talking about. But the whole thing is just real fishy. There's too many holes in the whole situation to make me wonder, did this happen the way? Because come on now, for one, they put out an APB of a bald-headed man with a full beard. But when you watch his live stream video, he done shaved. He ain't got no full beard. He done cut the beard down. So why they put an APB out of a bald-headed man with a full beard, but yet when you look at his video, you see that he don't have a full beard. So it's like, what's going on here? Then this is what really killed the whole situation with me. On his video, he said he killed 14 other people. Well, you had news outlets that reported this, that he killed 14 other people. And who was their source? The source was Steve Stevens. So you let a deranged, crazy man apparently tell you that he killed 14 other people, and then you take it, the news media, and then you spread it out. Again, propaganda, you know, because we don't control the media anyway, just propaganda. That's all it is straight up propaganda. I can go on and on of how on Facebook, where you can see innocent black people being killed, whether innocent or not, or just black people being killed in general. And they allow these videos to go viral. But when it's of other races, you don't see it like that. One may slip through. but you do not see it like that because usually they flag it. Shit, Facebook done put me in jail for sharing my own video. So if they can put me in jail for sharing my own video, you in jail for saying certain words, how are they gonna let this video just keep being shared? You know, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, they put some work in us and they just trying to keep us confused, and you know what I'm saying, and just keep that image, that negative image portrayed over and over again. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna pass it on. Go ahead, Jason. If you want to, you can go ahead. I got some more information, but I'm gonna hold up.
No, you good. Everything good. I just want to add on. When it comes to war, it's not always physical, and I mean that when I say, say we at war, and I know you got a tribe trying to get information. If I give that traitor false information to take back to you, because now you got false information. You know what I'm saying? The ones with the right information, that's power. That's what you got to understand. And as Black people, we was given the wrong information. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to understand why we at the bottom. Before slavery, we was on top. But after slavery, we're on bottom. So obviously the information has been turned around or manipulated or whatever. So it's just not always physical. The one information and the one who has the wrong information is power. It's power when you know more than the next person. And that's why slavery, they kept information from us. You could laugh at me all you want, but why they didn't want us to read? If you learn to read, they will kill you. But people laugh and say, "Oh man, I'm tired of hearing." Man, listen, information is power. It's power. The reason we was down for so long because we didn't have the information. We knew that people, us as Black people, knew it's in our DNA that we're supposed to be on top, and we're God's people, and we know this. You know what I'm saying? So, being the fact that because of slavery, they try to keep information from us, well, it's a new day now. You know what I'm saying? But just the fact of us doing the show, letting people know that something that what you know is right is just the fact that information, the right information, and you pass it along, yeah, that's power. That is power. We teach our kids our history and our culture, and we bring them up into that. That's power. We haven't seen to do that in a big audience. We have not seen to do that, you know what I'm saying, as a large group. You know what I'm saying, in so many areas. Knowledge is power, you know what I'm saying? So always physical. You know what I'm saying? You got these Jews and Muslims building schools every block. Like I said on the last show, they're building schools everywhere because they know knowledge is power. Kids, they keep their money in their institutions and in their family and their culture. They know their culture and they're going to stay on top. And that's where they at. They're on top. But as a whole, as African Americans, we're not on top right now. I mean, it's African Americans and Africans that are prosperous right now. A whole it's not us. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the people are eating off of us. The reason they are and got money and wealth, and they're eating off of us because a lot of our information was misled. We have to spend our money to them. and not to spend it in our own communities. But they teach their kids to spend money in their communities and spend money with themselves and their families. But we're the only ones that's not doing it. We're the only ones that's not doing this. But I mean, it's a lot of people that see where I'm coming from. But as a majority, we need more people to understand that we're the only ones that's not coming together. We're the only ones not putting our differences aside of our people. We're just so more concerned about going to leave, trying to leave our kids, and you know what I'm saying. This whole cause is bigger than just us. If we could do something, if I could do something big enough, what's gonna help families now? That's power. That's power. We could teach our kids 100 years or 50 years from now or 200 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I just want to add on a little bit. War is not always physical. Information is power. The right information given the people the wrong information, you have power. When you have right information, the other person does not. So basically, if I know the power of eating healthy and living a long time, you can go eat junk food for the rest of your life, then I got power. And you're gonna tell kids to eat junk food and eat and everything that's not healthy for you. But I'm gonna sit over here and eat fruits and vegetables the rest of my life and teach my kids to eat fruits and vegetables for longevity. That's power. That's power. So, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, that's about it.
All right. Julie, you want to say anything? You want to add on?
I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. As Black folk, we need to be more active of mindset and stop worrying so much about what you may see as the enemy doing to us, but rather equip ourselves to be more active of mindset rather than just really be like sitting ducks. I hope I'm making sense. In the sense that we're too, I don't know how to explain it. We're too you can't just sit there and be like, oh, they're doing this to us. Oh, we can't, you can help yourself, change the way you think. You don't have to sit there and accept everything that's happening. Change the way you think. Am I making sense?
Yeah. You're saying like we can't be reactionaries. We can't react all the time.
Muslims, I don't want to, like, I'm going to say like Al Qaeda. People hate them, but they don't care. They're on a mission. They got to do what they got to do. I'm not promoting it, but they're active of mindset, even though they're active in the wrong way. They're still active. They don't care what people think or what people say. They're on a mission. They do what they got to do. And we have to be that way. I'm not saying they're active in the wrong way. So it's a bad example, but we need to be active. Saying, forget what people are saying, forget the stereotypes. You can prove them wrong by just being you as a positive person. Forget, all the negative. You don't have to focus on the negative. There's positive out there. It's sad that we as human beings focus or we gravitate to the negative more than the good. Negative things are more infectious than good things. But, you have to change the way you think and focus more on the negative and not just go down the easier path of the negative. It's easy to feel negative or do negative. It's harder to do good. But we have to be focused and do good on purpose. So live on purpose.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. I actually agree with both of y'all, you and Jason, because like the piggyback off what Jason was saying about knowledge is power. That's facts, and true knowledge is power. And some that he said when he was talking about eating fruits and everybody's eating junk food, that's spot on. He hit the nail on the coffin with that. That is spot on. And a prime example is that is Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, fast food restaurants already know that this food is not even real food. Most of us already know this, but we still go there and buy it. For like 2 years ago, people were smoking. They used to get the cigarettes and let them get hard, and they done experiments with the food, let the burgers sit for months, and they never went bad. They used to let the French fries sit for months, and they never went bad. But the people still shop there. They still go there and buy the food. It's like it's like that's psychological warfare. That's when you are doing something that you know is not for the betterment of yourself or your body, but you continually to do this. Cognitive dissonance. It's psycho. It's psychopathic. It's like, and that food thing is so real that he hit on. That food thing is so real, but yet we know these things and we continue to still eat these things knowing that it ain't good for our body. That's so real, man. That's so real. We can know this and we still gonna patronize these businesses. We still gonna go there and buy this food knowing it ain't no good, knowing the food is processed. We still go there. And like Julie was saying, as far as us we react all the time instead of being active. We sit around and wait for things to happen, but then it happened, we react to it instead of being proactive. Instead of going out here and handling things and being prepared for when a situation do come, we are already prepared to deal with that situation. No, we wait till the situation happens and then we react to the situation instead of being proactive. And when she brought up ISIS or Al Qaeda, like, shit, you don't want me to get on them because I feel like the government, our government, is the one that's financing them. My whole conversation on that, but like she said, they don't care. They unapologetic. And that's what we need to be. We need to be unapologetic Black or African American. We need to be unapologetic about doing for our people at all costs. No matter what nobody else has to say, we have to be unapologetic about our people and try to do things to help our people at all costs. So I agree with both of y'all, man. Y'all hit it right on. And that thing about this food thing is serious, though, because it's not only that. It's so many different avenues that we can go into where we know some of the things that we doing are detrimental to our own health, our own success, our own wealth, our own welfare, but we continue to do these things. And we know it's detrimental, and we continue to do it. It's like we don't even care. It's like, it's like we're not even thinking for ourselves. It's like our brain has been taken out of our head, and they have replaced it with a mechanic brain. And that mechanic brain is thinking for us instead of us really using our own logic and common sense. So I want to share my screen though, because I got some stats, man. They always want to talk about this, stats to make us seem like Black people, we the bottom. Black men don't take care of their children, or Black on Black crime. So I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna just read some stats, some stats right fast, that, and I'm gonna pull them up to see them, so we can kind of like change some of this dogma that they have about, now this right here is a chart involvement. Involvement of fathers with activities of their children under age of 5, right? As fathers living with their children. Now they got it broke down, Hispanic, right? So let's look at the percentages now. This was done in 2015 or either 16. So look at this. Fathers that fed or ate meals with children daily. Hispanic is 63.9%. White fathers is 73.9%. Black fathers is 78.2%. So Black fathers has eaten, fed or ate meals with their children daily more than any other race, right? Let me keep going. Bathe, dress children daily. The Hispanic fathers is 45.0. The white fathers is 60% to 70.4%, right? Keep going. Played with children daily. The Hispanic is 74.1. The white is 82.7, and the black is 82.2. Numbers now. Read to children daily. All right. The Hispanic fathers read 21.9%, 30.2%. Black fathers read 34.9%. Fathers not living with their children. And let's look at how these stats line up. Let's start. Jason said information, right? Right information is power. Dispelling this myths that they have about Black men or Black fathers, right? Here we go. Fathers not living with their children. So the fathers that fed or ate meals with their children daily is 8.6. The white you don't have, but the black is 12.6, right? Fathers who not living with their children bathe, diapered or dressed children daily. For the Hispanic, the white is 6.6, black is 12.7. That's not living with their children percentage. Play with their children daily. No, white 6.6, black 16.5. Look at the read again. The Black fathers is on top. 3 categories that I just showed. I think it was one category that the Black father was not at the top of that category. Let me stop sharing. Let me get out of this. So that right there was just a chart that showed. My bad. Okay, there we go. All right. Now that right there was a chart that showed that the Black fathers are outdoing all other races. Well, I'm gonna just say Hispanics and whites, according to that chart, whether if they stand with their children or not stand with their children. According to that chart, they are outdoing all the whites and Hispanic fathers in America. But yet, somehow, the thing is that Black men ain't in their children's lives. The first thing is all you have is deadbeat dads, or the Black man don't care about their children. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. We got to keep it real. We got a lot of work to do. But a lot of Black men spend time with their children. A lot of them do, you know, but that's another a dogma or a lie that they have perpetrated about us, that they keeping that lie alive. So we got to start providing more facts and real information to dispel that myth that Black men ain't with their fathers. So what I'm gonna do is with their children. I mean, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share my screen again. I'm gonna show y'all one more stat, and I think I'm gonna end it with that. I got one more I'm gonna show. You know, so y'all bear with me. Right here. Yeah, this is right here. Let me get it right. All right, see? Now this right here is the Black on Black crime rates. Because everybody love to talk about, the Black on Black crime rates. Yeah, we need to get it a whole lot better than where we are at. Yeah, it's too high where it's at. But I want to read this, because a lot of people just talk. But I think a lot of people don't even research stuff to put up articles to see, well, what is actually the percentage? So look, let me see. Black on black crime facts. Black on black homicides have decreased by 67% in 20 years. A sharper rate of decrease than white on white homicide. Now this right here is 2014. I couldn't find a more recent one, but this is article right here, 2014. Right here, according to FBI statistics, 7,361 blacks were killed by fellow African Americans in 1991. In 2011, it dropped dramatically to 2,447 African Americans. Still, it's too high, but from 7,000 to 2,400 of 20 years, that is good, right? Among black youth, and serious property offenses are the lowest in more than 40 years. So these are some stats right here to talk about. Let me get out of here. Let me stop. Let me close it. Let me stop screen sharing, right? Let me see. So what I just provided was, yeah, I'm back. What I just provided was a little bit of information to see that a lot of times, a lot of these lies that they have told us, I mean, it's been sticking with us, but it's up to us, because we in the information age, in the technology age, where we are able to show people the truth. So you can stop hitting us with these lies, man. Like we actually are not as bad off as some people would make it seem. But by us not controlling the media, right? By us not controlling the radio stations, right? By us not controlling all the social media platforms that we have, right? We are not in control of being circulated. So we can't control what the masses of the people see. But as y'all can clearly see, I just provided stats that says that black men is actually outdoing the whites and Hispanics in America when it comes to their children, as far as being a part of their lives. So that right there, that is something worth applauding, you know, because a lot of times we want to tear each other down, but we don't never want to build each other back up. So it's time for us to start using these stats and information, the correct information, to start building ourselves back up to that place of glory where we were colonized, and before we were kidnapped, and before we were brought over here and became the result of their projects, right? So, you know, I just wanted to show everybody these stats. Just understand that this psychological warfare is serious, and it's playing out, and we must find a way to reverse this with correct information and correct stats and being proactive. You know, let's stop reacting all the time and let's start being proactive. And also let's start doing things that we know we should do. Brother Al Tariq with the starting point, you know, they have a lot of plans to help you save money, to help you eliminate bills in your house. And, you know, say, why wouldn't we? Well, if somebody got something to help you better yourself, why wouldn't you take that advice? Like, why wouldn't you apply that to yourself to help yourself? But instead, you know, we do what we do. You know, but that's that. Got anything else to say? You know, I'm gonna open up the mic. It's open to everybody. You know, y'all can unmute y'all mic, you know, say what y'all have to say. Today was a little quick show. You know, we ain't trying to hold nobody too long. You know, put some stats. I wanted some more stats, but I couldn't get them all. But I feel like, you know, they were good enough. And that's that. So the mic's open for anybody if you got anything you want to say.
The more we are building, like that's all I can say. All this state love we got going on, man, we'll never get nowhere.
Facts. That's facts.
I mean, just another thing. Like I said, we don't control the mass media, CNN, and we don't, but we do control what we do teach our kids. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that we do have control of, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they are the future. Like once we're gone, who else is gonna be trying to keep going that we're doing now? If it ain't the kids, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If it weren't for the people that, you know what I'm saying, that still follow Garvey and still doing things that it's been passed on from generation to generation. So that's one thing that we do have control of, you know what I'm saying? And the way Mother Nature does her thing, like she makes sure that we gonna come out the hole. Like it's one thing you're not gonna control is Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it.
All right, Julie. You want to say anything? Because I'm about to end the show. I'm gonna end it a little bit different. I'm going to end it with some declarations of innocence. I'm going to recite or read some declarations of innocence tonight. But Julie, if you want to say anything.
Like Jason said, we don't control the media, but we do control what we take in. We don't have to listen to the negative. We can focus on the positive. And we should teach our children this as well. I'll give you a small example. I live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of Africans, and they were told never to speak to Jamaicans because of whatever stereotype they've heard. But I went to them and I presented myself as I am. I didn't care about the stereotypes I heard about them or the stereotypes they heard about me. I presented myself as a human being. They got to know me and they realized that the stereotypes are lies. You know, you don't have to listen to what everyone is saying about you. You don't have to take it in. Just be the good self that you are and let that shine out.
All right, love them wise words. Oh man, anything else? I'm gonna go ahead and end it out.
That's it.
All right. Thank everybody for coming. You know, I want to thank everybody for, you know, taking their time out, you know, to sit here and listen to me babble. But at the end of the day, you know, we all we got. And we all gotta find a way to do things for the best interest of our people. Because at the end of the day, it's for our people, man. And that's what, you know, it's all about. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna read all these declarations of innocence, because a lot of people say it's 42 negative confessions. That's not what it's really called. It's really the 42 declarations of innocence. The things that you suppose I say. I'm only gonna read probably 15 of them. And this ain't a shot at nobody, but this is just the way I wanted to end the show tonight. So all right, this is what I'm gonna, because we need to start reciting these things. So on a daily basis, we need to say these, let our children hear these, so we can program these in our minds, so we can live according to these. So all right, here we go. All right. I have not committed sin. I have not committed robbery with violence. I have not stolen. I have not slain men or women. I have not stolen food. I have not swindled offerings. I have not stolen from goddesses. I have not told lies. I have not carried away food. I have not cursed. I have not closed my ears to truth. I have not committed adultery. I have not made anyone cry. I have not felt sorrow without reason. I have not assaulted anyone. I am not deceitful. I have not stolen anyone's land. I have not been an eavesdropper. I have not falsely accused anyone. I have not been angry without reason. I have not seduced anyone's wife. I have not polluted myself. I have not terrorized anyone. I have not disobeyed the law. I have not been exclusively angry. I'm gonna stop there. Now I'm real, so I'm guilty of about 5 of them that I just read. I'll be real. I'm real with myself. So I'm going to work on them things, and that's all we can do is work on ourselves to make ourselves right. So with that, I want to say peace and black power to everybody. You know, let's just find ways to do things the right way. You know,
Peace, black power, everybody. I want to
all right,
thank
we out.
everybody for tuning in.
All right, thanks everybody.
All right.